Guys, we gotta talk about 2D. This feels more familiar. Gorillaz released their 6th and Murdoch-less studio album, The Now Now, on June 29th. And if you want my thoughts on that, to put it simply, I loved it. It's refreshingly 2D centric. Now, while I grew to actually quite enjoy Humanz, their last studio album, there's one criticism of it that I gotta agree with. It feels more like the Damon Albarn collaboration project than a Gorillaz album. On quite a few of the tracks, maybe a majority of them, 2D feels more like the featured artist than the actual guest on the track does. Now, the Gorillaz frontman often got relegated to backing vocals and chorus duty on the album. It's not to say I didn't like the electronic, hip-hop, house party at the end of the world vibes of Humanz, and I know there's no, quote, definitive Gorillaz sound. In fact, one of the things I love about the band is that no two albums of theirs sound the same. But it did sort of seem like Damon was kind of losing sight of what Gorillaz was originally about. A band of weird-ass cartoon characters making awesome music together. One a lovable blue-haired idiot with effed-up eyes, one an angry bass-playing pickle man, a cool, heavy-set drummer who suffers from bouts of possession, and a kick-ass Japanese girl who plays guitar and is also a super soldier. But that was the then. Let's talk about the now. Now, as I already mentioned, I love the album, but let's go into why. Well, because I think every song is good. Duh. Later. Wait. You probably wanted me to elaborate, right? Well, when I say I think every song is good, I mean every song, like even Lake of Zurich, a track that when I first heard, I just thought, pretty nice instrumental, but when I listened to it again a couple of Saturdays ago in the context of playing the whole album during a morning drive, I just fell in love with it. Just the whole vibe of cruising down the highway, approaching the city skyline on a bright sunny day, hearing those upbeat synths and percussion playing through my speakers was great. Put me in a positive weekend mood. And that's basically the whole album for me. Damon said he was going for a summer record with the Now Now, and I say he achieved it. It's good vibes. Relaxed, but with an underlying pain. Most likely from sunburn. The grooves on tracks like Sorcerers and Fireflies, two of my favorites on the album by the way, they're such pleasant listens. You can just close your eyes and be carried away by them. You know, that's what I realized with this album. You give me a thick, sexy bass line with some 2D vocals on it and I'm completely down. Like, I'm most likely gonna love it. Much like a Snoop feature, shout out to Hollywood, another great track. It's just a winning combination for me. Speaking of which, gotta give Kansas a shout out on the sexy bass line front too. Bow, 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 bow. Boom, boom. Anyways, same with ballads like Idaho and Sokai. They just transport me to a different place. Idaho makes me feel like I'm sitting on a porch, feet kicked up, acoustic guitar in hand, and looking out over vast yellow plains. 1% and the album closer, Sokai, you're floating out in outer space, alone, reflecting over past mistakes. And now, it's a concise 11-track listen with themes of isolation and disconnection. Very current. Not quite in a political sense like Humanz, but more like a commentary on the current state of affairs in the internet age. We've never been more connected now thanks to the internet and social media, but it also isolates us by making it easier for us to live in our own little bubbles. Making it easier for us to stay inside and avoid face-to-face interaction. Speaking of which, getting back to the intro, I think that sort of explains what this weird attitude change in 2D this phase is about. You know, going back to my humility music video theory, which I'll link to in the description, our dear 2D seems like he's off in his own little world now. Starting off interviews with wireless headphones in his ears, randomly walking away from those same interviews to complain to the waiter about the curliness of his curly fries, thinking he and Snoop Dogg are besties now, suggesting we fight the chicken epidemic by not clicking our fingers. Damn you, Thanos. It seems our lovable idiot has got himself a new confidence boost now that Murdoch isn't around to bully him. Hashtag free mutts. And he seems to have let this whole leader of the band now thing get to his head. Never trust someone who names their fan base. Take that from me, traders. Just want to grow on. His heart may be in the right place, you know, wanting to save the world and make Toblerones great again, but 2D's coming off kind of full of it, you know. Perhaps like those of us who like to brag about how woke we are, being keyboard warriors and armchair activists. We may think we're helping the cause, but maybe some of us could stand to make sure we're a little more informed about the issue before we speak on it. Or perhaps maybe we should make sure we think about how we come off to others, people we don't agree with. You're not likely to convince anyone to see your side of things if you come off as arrogant and condescending to them. Catch more flies with honey, right? Although giving up curly straws to save the environment, that's a good idea right there. Anyways, those are my thoughts at least. I'd like to read yours down in the comments, and hey, if you like what you heard, maybe show it by giving a little thumbs up. Or not, it's your life. Just, thanks for watching, guys.